So in the last video, we just went to Ordon Village and got the Iron Boots from Maribou, and this will allow us to scale Death Mountain. So now that we have Epona and the Iron Boots, we'll have to return to Kakariko Village. But before we can actually go up the mountain itself, you'll see that there's a cutscene that takes place as soon as you enter the village. So this cutscene shows Beth and Tallow talking in the middle of the village, and everything seems nice and peaceful, and then they will suddenly turn around and see that there is King Bulblin, our old nemesis here or whatever, and he is riding on Lord Bulbo, and he's got several Bulblin riders behind him. So Tallow will take off running, and Beth is left there stunned. So it's all in slow motion. So Colin will suddenly realize what's happening, and he will start leaving, but he'll see Beth, who's standing there, so he'll get a determined look on his face. He's apparently going to do something. So you'll see here that Tallow is running, but it doesn't really look like he's getting very far. But neither is Beth, of course, either. Colin will push her out of the way, and he will sacrifice himself. Let them take him instead. So you'll see that here there's barns. He comes out of, I think it's the general store, actually, or like one of those little shops off to the side. He'll put down his helmet, scared or something, trying to hide away from King Bulblin. So then who will turn around and see that Link is just coming into town, so run, run. So Link has a fierce look on his face. I think he actually looks kind of dumb here. You'll see that he's holding, King Bulblin is holding Colin up, and he's going to hold him hostage. And so with that, they run off. So Link just charges after him. So here the music gets changed, and we're going to use Epona to get over the other gate as well. So simply charge after them, and we will enter a new area of Hyrule Field, actually. So this is the Bridge of Eldin area, and we haven't actually been out here yet, but right now there is an epic battle scene in which we are chasing after King Bulblin, who has placed Colin on top of like a stick or whatever that's like attached to the pommel of his saddle, and he'll gesture for Link to follow after him as he chuckles or whatever. He will then blow his horn. This will summon a bunch of Bulblin riders and archers who will come after you. And it's actually pretty dangerous because they have fire arrows or whatever, and their fire will burn your shield if you stay still too long next to them. So you want to avoid them if you can. You can also go and you can smack them up with your sword and such to make them go away for a time, but they will come back. So you want to chase after King Bulblin, and hopefully you won't use all of your spurs. If you use them all up, then it'll take a long time for them to recharge. So you want to only use a couple at a time and then wait for them to recharge. So like here, I'm pretty much out of spurs, so I was smacking up all the Bulblins as long as I was waiting. So with that, I'm going to chase after him some more, and you just want to get next to him, Z-target him if you want to, and then just slash your Wiimote back and forth to swipe at him. So every hit will make armor come off him, and then eventually we'll do him in. After several hits, all his armor will fall off, and then he will go kind of limp. And Lord Bobo will take him over to the Bridge of Eldin. So also while you're chasing after him, you want to be careful. I recommend like slashing him up a whole bunch, because if you are riding alongside him and you are not slashing your sword, then he will like punch you, and that will like knock you out of the saddle, and possibly knock you to the ground too. So it'll take a while to get back in the saddle and chase after him. And in the meantime, you know, Bulblin riders and all that will come after you, and so it's just a big pain in the butt. So, you know, while you're riding alongside him, make sure you're slashing him up a bunch. Anyway, once you're finally done with that, then you'll appear in this area on the bridge, and then the barricades on either side will be set on fire by the Bulblin archers on each side. So you'll be trapped in here with Lord Bulbo, and it acts like this battle is a lot like one of those jousting tournaments. So the goal is you don't want to hit the front of Lord Bulbo, the warthog thing, because his horns will like totally smack into you and it'll knock you off the bridge. So you just want to be really careful to avoid getting hit with the front of Lord Bulbo. However, you want to ride along the side and get really as close as you can so you can slash the side of King Bulblin with your sword. So I recommend staying on the right side, because if you're playing the Wii version, then the sword is on the right side. I don't know if it makes too much difference. But I like to stay on the right side, and then once you get pretty close to him, you want to swerve off to the left and then quickly swerve back to the right just as you're passing him. And this will allow you to get close enough where you can use your sword. I'm a little conservative with this battle, so I just try not to get hit. If you do get hit, you will get knocked into the abyss, and you'll have to start this battle all over again. You will lose some parts and stuff, but you know, you won't lose the battle entirely. You'll get another shot at it. On the other hand, he takes 2 hits to defeat, you know, and of course if you fall in the abyss, you have to start the whole battle all over again. Once you hit him twice, then the battle will end, and he will fall into the abyss himself, and you will rescue Colin. So after the epic pose with Link and Epona triumphantly up atop the bridge after defeating King Bulblin, and you'll see we are back in Kakariko Village, and we have this short clip in which Link is holding Colin, who now just wakes up, I guess, because he was unconscious, and so he sees that everybody is around him, waiting for him to wake up, and so he's happy because of that. He then apologizes to Beth for pushing her out of the way, and asks if she is mad. It's kind of a silly thing to be asking, I guess, but she'll shake her head, and he will be relieved. So he goes on to say that he finally understands that his dad told him that Colin needed to be strong like Link, and so he thinks he finally understands that to be strong like Link, it isn't to be strong as in to lift heavy objects and such, but more a strength of the heart, to be brave and have courage and to get whatever you set your heart after. So he goes on to say that, Link saved him and that he can do anything. And then he goes on to kind of change the subject a little bit and say that Link should help the Gorons as well. This is just another, shove in the right direction that we need to do the Goron mines next. That is our next objective, so we need to head up Death Mountain. So with that, then Colin will then faint, I guess. I guess he goes unconscious. And when I first saw this, I actually kind of thought that he, died or something like that, and I thought everybody was going to be like, oh my goodness, and it was going to fade to black or something, and then they'd have another movie. But apparently he's just unconscious. Tallow tries to pick him up and carry him away, but I don't know, it's awkward or something, or maybe he's just too little and not strong enough, but Renato will come and pick him up and take him away, and he'll just nod to Link. So we'll leave Link standing there alone. Everybody else just kind of abandons him, I guess. So then he'll see him looking towards Death Mountain. So now we are actually going to go up Death Mountain here in just a moment. However, there's a couple of things that we can do before we do that. So first up, you want to head over to the graveyard off to the left here, and we will get some rupees. So join me for the next video, and we will get a couple goodies before we head up Death Mountain.